I was gonna have a real inappropriate conversation about something, but never.
Oh, we need to watch the second season of that.
Oh, it's good.
What?
Is it? Oh, okay.
Tiger King.
Tiger King.
Oh.
Yeah. I watched it all in like a day.
Second season?
I
What
got
else does
so
he have to
hooked.
say?
It's just kind of like a recap, and they talk to Joe from jail.
Oh, I know. I'm so excited. Hi, Ravens.
Oh, hello.
Hello. We're just talking about Tiger King. It's all good.
What we
Okay. We're going to do our podcast, and we're going to hand it off to Sam because we're a little random this morning.
Oh, it's gonna be really random because I want to have such a
You could be
inappropriate
random.
conversation about the Chip and Dale movie.
Oh.
I really want to have an inappropriate
So
Chip
conversation.
and Dale movie?
So
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I just want to know how it works in that world. Like, how does reproduction work when you have
Okay.
actual Disney characters walking around being 2D, then there's 3D, then you got that
You
like,
like
weird
family
3D.
friendly?
It's just funny. Like I just wonder. Like, does storks really happen? Like, just like I
mean,
think I
in
kind of
the
like this
cartoon world,
girl, and then
maybe
like a
that-
stork just comes. It's like, wait, I didn't commit to that. No,
Uh-oh.
no, I have a child.
Well, Sam, we can have a conversation, off the record, and, we can tell you about story.
Maybe like a
works.
bonus podcast.
Birds and the bees with Sam.
Bonus content,
Oh
everyone.
no, bonus content.
Explaining storks to Sam.
Oh, yay!
How chipmunks are born.
How chipmunks are born.
Oh,
Oh,
all right.
Great.
So we're all now focused. We're all now ready for
Love
the
this
podcast.
already.
yes, yes.
Excuse me, I'm gonna call for a second.
Okay.
All right.
I didn't hear it.
I know I muted myself.
Oh, well, what's the point?
That's weird.
I don't want to just go away and be like, Sam, are you there? And it's like, yes, but I'm doing something.
I'm gonna cough for a minute and just leaves.
Right.
Okay, we need to
Never
start because we will never
Alright.
get this.
All right. So we're gonna start here. Gotcha. All right. And we will begin in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Game Raven Review podcast. I'm your host Sam, and I am joined this week don't like that at all. It's been a while. Do that again.
Gotta do some like vocal warm-up exercises.
I really should. Oh man. All right.
Me.
I was gonna say something also slightly inappropriate. It's fine. All right, and 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Game Raven Review podcast. I am your host Sam, and as I am every week, I am joined by some very talented individuals as we discuss the world of indie games. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing a very new game coming out here called Minotaur Princess with Charles Kimball, who may be on the podcast as well. We'll get to that though. Of Bunnies for Peace Studios. But before we get into that part of the podcast, I would like to introduce who I have with me this week, starting with Taz, who is our Twitch team lead. Taz, how are you today?
Sam, I'm freaking fantastic. How are you?
I am doing all right. I'm very glad to have you on the podcast today.
Thank you.
And next we have Puppet, who is our editor-in-chief. Puppet, how are you?
I'm good.
Also glad to have you on the podcast this week. We have also Sarah, who is our executive director. Sarah, how are you?
Hi, I am Dandy.
I'm also glad to have you on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Yay. I always love your voice. I do. And last but certainly not least, Charles, again, from Bunny for Peace Studios. Charles, how are you doing?
Doing fantastic. Thank you, sir.
Also glad to have you here. And Charles, if you can just give us maybe a 60-second rundown of who you are.
So we started Bunnies for Peace Studios a couple of years ago to actually make a game. Before that, I'd been working for about 5 years on a game that will probably never come out, but that's okay, because that's how you learn how to make games, right? You start with your first one that's way too big that you'll never actually complete, and then you learn a bunch of stuff so that you can put it into your next one. So, got a team together, and now we're doing the real part.
Charles, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I just said nice. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
Anytime you want to speak, the floor is yours. But I just want to thank you all for joining me this week, and we'll be right back with our segment, What We've Been Playing. See you there. And I have played nothing. Sarah, have you also played nothing?
Yeah, I've also played nothing.
Oh, she has.
Oh.
Oh, she has played things.
Oh, you're asking for... Oh, for the what are we playing? I'm leaving it blank.
Oh,
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery.
okay. I just didn't know if I should go to you or not, but okay.
You can go to me. It's just a mystery. I'm not gonna reveal it. It's a surprise.
Wow.
So it's a big surprise.
Suspense.
I wonder if it would be a surprise at all. Critically acclaimed and all. All right. Well, we'll see.
You never know with me, man. It's always a random game every week.
All right. Charles, just for background, Sarah does play a game. She likes the Final Fantasies. In particular, is it 14? Yeah, 14.
14, yeah.
14 online. You know, that is a running gag. If not even a gag, just that's her lifestyle. Like
Yeah.
that is.
It is. It's her
That's a life
lifetime.
commitment. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that is what this is in reference to. But okay, yeah, probably. Again, could be a surprise. Could be something else. Could be, I don't know, Street Fighter.
So if anybody watched my stream yesterday, it's proof that I actually do play something else, which is interesting,
Oh yeah. Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
right?
Right. All right. So we will begin. Oh, see there. There you're happy. Yeah. All right. And 3, 2, 1. And welcome back to the Game Raven Review podcast with our segment, What We've Been Playing, and pretty much just talking about what we've been playing for the last week or so. I, being a very sleepy boy, did not play a thing this past week. I played the game called Dreaming and Sleeping. 8 out of 10. You know, could be better. But hey, let's start with Taz. Taz, what have you been playing?
I'm kind of taking a little break from Elden Ring right now. But I've been playing, I've restarted my Kingdom Hearts 3 journey with the Remind DLC. With the hype of the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer coming out, I was like, okay, I need to figure out again what's going on in this story, because I didn't play the DLC when it first came out. I just didn't get around to it, because in my mind I'm like, why am I paying for more DLC? I don't at least for a Kingdom Hearts game. But I started that last week. I'm doing a critical mode run. I'm also playing it on PC, so through Epic Games they have a special Keyblade for that gameplay, or for the PC. But it's been tough because I'm a little rusty, and critical mode is no joke. So it's gonna be a wild ride, and I'm excited to play the DLC too, because again, like I said, I never got around to it, because I've been researching a bunch of the Union Cross lore and Dark Worlds lore and stuff, and it's bananas. I'm all caught up on my information, so I'm excited to see because I didn't even look at spoilers for the DLC. I just knew I wanted to play it first before I look at videos or anything like that. So that's where my journey is right now.
So, me and Taz more than me, like Kingdom Hearts. I think Taz might love, I might like. Not committed to that right now. So when these Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer came out, I of course sent it to Taz. We talked about it a little bit, and it's one of those, what is it, Union Cross businesses, which I'm like, what is this? Wait, lore? Okay. Oh, super lore. Because if you watch the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, there's a mysterious little girl there. I'm like, who is this child?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so-and-so from Union Cross who spoiler alert, dies.
Yeah, that chick is 1,000 years old. What?
Right. Who, if you play Kingdom Hearts, is this pink-haired, whose name I have forgotten. The pink-haired guy and the bad guy is 13.
The Rose Scythe guy.
Rose Scythe guy is her brother somehow, because they time traveled or something. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. just this was about Final Fantasy, Disney characters, and a kid with big shoes. We have gotten rid of most of those things.
Yeah.
Like, big shoes are gone, which some people are sad about. I'm like, it's okay.
It's okay. He's growing
He'll
up.
have-
He's filling it out his
right.
shoes, you know?
He has to pay taxes now.
He had big shoes to fill.
Yeah, yeah. It's a metaphor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts metaphor. Yeah.
Also, feet. Get to see his feet. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Get
No.
some Sora feet pics. Yep.
Whoa. Sora OnlyFans coming soon.
Well, see, Sora's too fancy for that. He's on Fansly. He's like, no.
Oh,
on
right. He's sophisticated. Sorry.
Oh, but man, yeah, I can't wait for Kingdom Hearts 4 to come out with extra lore and people in masks and me being like, do I care about the Masters of Masters anymore? Not really.
I do. He's
Like,
in the trailer.
I don't care anymore because it's either going to be someone I don't know, and I'm like, is that another Union Cross person? God,
My theory is
I don't
it's
care.
Sora. That's my theory.
I think it's a Sora too. It has to be a
It has to be.
Sora.
Yeah.
Like it has to be some time displaced Sora or something. Because if it is someone else, I'm literally gonna just end the game. I'm gonna go to my GameStop and be like, I want my money back.
It's gonna be a Jack and Daxter thing where like he guides himself to be the person that he is going to. Yeah, the whole 9 yards. He doesn't know. Yeah.
I hope. It has to be those two things. If it's again a random or something from like that spin-off game with the guy in the hat. Also, I'm like, what is this? Like,
Oh,
who is
the
you?
mobile game, the new mobile game.
yeah.
coming
Look, I don't care.
out? I'm so excited.
It's like,
But
you just give me the
if
lore.
the trend happens like it did like 10 years ago with Kingdom Hearts 3 and their teaser trailer, we won't see Kingdom Hearts 4 until I'm like 50 years old.
Fine. You know, when my grandchildren will be like, it finally came out. I'm gonna be in my deathbed.
Move.
Right.
Scoot
Death,
over.
get away from me.
Yeah. George R.R. Martin has come out with like 3 more books
And a game.
Lies. You're never gonna.
and a game.
Like,
Oh my god.
those books are never gonna end. You're just book fans. I'm so sorry.
I'm so
Watch
sorry.
the TV show and be
Yeah.
disappointed like the rest of us. Anywho, moving forward. Puppet, what have you been playing?
Well, as you can see from the bags under my eyes, I have had a very busy couple weeks. I feel like April, May, and then September, everyone has birthdays. I don't know what is going on, but everybody has birthdays at the same time. And our house is where we have all of our birthday parties, and birthday parties are very important to me. I think everybody should feel celebrated on their birthday. So we've had a lot of parties at our house, a lot of decorating. We might have like glitter everywhere, all over. Because especially a lot of our friends are turning 30, so it's been especially quite the week. And my best friend, he and I built a blanket fort in the living room, and we've been watching movies in the blanket fort. So that's been really fun. And so I haven't had a lot of time to like sit down and actually game because it's just been a lot of fun. However, we did get a new TV that is giant, and we did play Super Smash Brothers on it in the blanket fort, as one does. So that's been fun. And then also I have my little mobile game, Pokemon Cafe Remix, that has been keeping my time. So not a lot of indies. But I did play this game that it's all right. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually super fun, but we're gonna find out more about that. Called Minotaur Princess. And if you were on stream with me last night, we had a great time, and I am very curious to hear more about it. So that was my only indie this week, I think. Yeah, lots of puzzle games, and then randomly Super Smash Brothers. So there you go.
Some could say Pokemon is a indie game. Some could say.
You know, I still stand by that. I know, look at his face. Charles is like, what? You had to be there. Yeah.
The
It makes
lore
sense,
of a
though.
Raven.
Yes. Please reference what
Interested to
episode
hear
was
that
that?
argument.
I should find that episode because I keep saying that and people are like, what are you talking about? I'm like, ooh, you should listen to our podcast with Hour a Day, and we decided. I don't know if Our Day is gonna want to like subscribe to this, but I think we all decided that Pokemon is actually an indie game. Anyway, did we? That's what everybody says. Wait, what?
It's
oh yeah,
because
we
the
did.
developer was Game Freak and they were originally indie company. Is how that kind of went down.
Yes, and they've stayed small. So the director of Game Freak has said specifically they have like 150 employees, and he's like, we're not having any more because there's too many cooks in the kitchen, and we feel like the heart of Pokemon will get lost if we have too many employees. So it's like, hey,
Cute.
and I think at the end of that conversation, we kind of decided, because indie means so many things, and I don't want to spoil the episode for you, but we kind of decided it's like about the heart and the meaning behind the game, and if you retain that like that heart behind the game, it should be indie still. But still it's up for debate. I don't know. Even now, I'm just like, what does indie mean? What does that mean?
Kingdom Hearts is an indie game because there's a heart behind it.
Connor's been making the argument that Square Enix is an indie studio, and I'm just like, I'm just like, what is the definition of indies now? I don't understand.
I feel like we should revisit that subject. Charles, would you like to join us on our next?
I feel like he is just doing that, like specifically for me, right?
Probably.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna find this episode so it's available for y'all who are listening. Anyway.
Give me like in comic books where it says this is a reference to, Fantastic Four number 23, page 10. It's like, oh, thank you for that reference.
We're just always going to be linking to that episode, I feel like. Because I feel like every single time Puppet plays Pokemon, she's like, and it's an indie game.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. You know what?
Man.
I'm here for it, though.
Hey, yo. Thank you for your support.
I really wanted to be trending one day of just like arguments on Twitter. Like, who started this argument? It's like,
Don't give me ideas. Please don't give me ideas. Don't make me start a Twitter war. We're gonna get canceled.
We're gonna get canceled. We support indies.
It's in our name.
Pokemon.
It's in our bylaws. We have to.
It's in our bylaws. Do we have bylaws? Oh, we need to have bylaws.
We have bylaws.
Oh my god.
Retroactively, by the time this podcast comes up, we will have bylaws. Yeah.
Yes. Hey.
Yeah.
And Pokemon will be there.
Panic in my spaces.
I know. Okay.
Oh man. All right.
I'm sorry. And we
Moving
digress.
forward, yes. As we digress, we now go to Sarah. Sarah, what
I
have you
have been playing a small little indie game called you might not have heard of it before. It's called Final Fantasy 14. Never heard of it. It's a critically acclaimed MMORPG, and it does have a free trial up to level 60. And it includes the award-winning Heavensward expansion, which the new Ultimate trials go back to it, and it's very exciting. I'm terrible at the game, but I'm loving all the fan theories. But I've been playing The Sims 4. And I've actually been on a very big character creation kick lately, where I want to make people. I want to make Animal Crossing characters and things like that. So I'm actually actively on the hunt for indies that have very cool character creation. So if that fits your game, whether it's just unique or very in depth, I want to see it. Send that to me, please. But yeah.
I hear Elden Ring's got pretty good character creation, right? I hear that's indie.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Very indie.
Another small game we've never heard of.
Another small, tiny game.
Definitely not game of the year.
No.
For most people, right?
No. Oh, see, and the puppet's even leaving.
Oh.
Too controversial.
Oh no, we offended her. This will be the last episode.
Yeah.
Because again, you're never getting those Jordan R. books. Never getting a video game, yes. What did he do in that video game? Story, I guess? He gave them story. That one person. Again, what's funny about character creators to me is especially in Elden Ring or any of those kind of ilks where it's my person's gonna be in the suit of armor page 1.
Yeah, you make their face, you spend 45 minutes, constructing their eyebrows and their lips and the distance of their eyes between their like nose and whatnot, and then they're in a helmet the whole game. You never see them again.
Yep. So I've just been like creating characters and then doing nothing with them. I'm like, I just want to perceive how beautiful you look. And then I literally, before this podcast, made a new Final Fantasy character.
Nice.
And then I made her and I plopped her into the game, and I'm like, you are in the most like basic white girl outfit. Like she jumps like crossing her legs, and like she has the little anime girl run, and I'm like, this just ruined it for me. Like she was supposed to be like badass character, and then she's just running around like this, and I'm just like, you're just gonna stay in the character creation screen from now on. That's it. This is it for you.
Okay, since we're talking about this,
Yes.
I don't want to spoil anything for our main segment, but I did really enjoy in Minotaur Princess when you like make it through a level and you're about to like open up the prizes or whatever, the treasure. Like the Minotaur does this like cute little dance, and like this, it's like ooh, like it's so cute, and I'm like,
Love this.
oh yeah, we're a princess, like. We're doing our thing, but we just happen to be this giant Minotaur. It's hilarious. Oh my god. Anyway, I won't spoil the rest of the segment, but
we'll go more into that when we get there, because that's been a really challenging part of it actually. That's super interesting. But yeah, we'll talk more later.
good. Yay. Little teaser for the main segment here on the podcast.
Right, and Charles, what have you been playing?
You ever heard of a game called Noita? It's a Noita, found it on Steam. A friend of mine loved it so much that he actually bought it for me just to get me to play it. It's pretty great. You play a wizard, and it's very roguelike in that you get as far as you can, and then you die, and then you try again. And you don't get to carry anything over from one playthrough to the next except for your knowledge. And everything's trying to kill you. It's incredibly difficult. I think I've died like 130 times and I haven't beat it yet. So if that tells you anything. And then each playthrough's like, somewhere between 5 minutes and hour and a half maybe, if you get really far. Yeah, it's good because like as you go through, you're picking up different spells and potions and different wands, and all of the wands can have different spells in them. And all the spells interact differently, so every time you use it, like there's probably like 100 different spells of some large number. And then you can mishmash them in your wands, and they interact in different ways. Sometimes it'll just kill you. And so you gotta like learn how that like whole wand system works. It's a good game. Everything's trying to kill you. Even yourself sometimes when you don't like fully understand your loadout. But yeah, it's good. I definitely recommend it. I've had a lot of fun with it. Frustrating sometimes. It'll get you to rage quit, which is good. Haven't had that in a while, so yeah, Noita.
Wow. I love the pixel art in this.
Same.
That's very
I just
cool.
looked it up. It looks really cool.
Yeah, it's totally worth a playthrough.
Yeah. It reminds me of I don't know if you know the game Unbound Worlds Apart. It came out recently. It's a little indie game where everything is trying to kill you, basically.
I don't know what little indie game means anymore.
I know, right? I know.
You've ruined it.
It's smaller than Pokemon. No.
I thought you were gonna say Elden Ring.
No. It's smaller than Valheim. It's smaller than Valheim. Although Valheim only has like 5 employees still, I think. I don't know what their status is now, but
No,
it
I think
was
they're
that.
legit indie.
Yeah, it's a small team. This is legit indie. What does legit
Not that
indie mean?
fake
That's our
indie
next
stuff over
podcast.
there.
I know, right?
Fake indie.
Grand Theft Auto 5 like has to be smaller than that. I think is where
Yeah,
you
it has
draw
to
the
be.
line.
Yes. It's by Alien Pixel Studio, and yeah, they're pretty small, I think. See, now I want to look it up because now I feel like we have a developer with us who's asking. Ah. I don't think they have more than 5 employees. We'll see. It's a good game. Anyway, that's what Noita, is that how you say it?
I believe so. I've never heard it pronounced. That's just how I heard it pronounced and have been pronouncing it.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Well, they don't have a website, so that
they're
tells
really
you
indie.
something. Yeah, right. My sister, Lil Force Faye, is part of Game Raven, and she was looking into reviewing a game, and she was like, "I don't know if this game is legit because they don't have a website. They only have a Twitter and a Facebook." And I was like, "Oh, honey, no, that means it is legit because they're
right.
so tiny that they only do social media." Yes, that's the kind of games that we're trying to find. Those are the gems out there. Those are the little gems. Yes. But indie devs, it is good to have a website. It's very helpful for us media to make sure we're saying the right things about your game because, you know, we like having all the information. That's a good thing. Yeah, they don't say how many developers are part of Alien Pixel. So, sure. They're small, don't worry. Smaller than Elden Ring, don't worry.
Smaller than Square Enix, you know, smaller than Square.
Yeah, I think so, probably.
Indie Studio Square Enix. Oh gosh. Oh, well, thank you all for your answers. And we'll be right back with question of the week. See you there.
But check out what I just messaged you in our personal Raven Mamas Discord.
Oh, okay.
Raven Mamas.
Raven
We're
Mamas.
sharing secrets.
Yes, secret. Not really secret. It's just like it feels a little pluggy if I share it on the live.
And that's the problem, isn't it?
Always, man. Always. Oh my
Dude.
gosh. I always forget how different it is, like being live and like recording something. Especially, it's like, oh, if I say this thing, people are actually listening to me. Like, it's a very strange concept.
Okay. I got it. It's all good.
All right.
Also, being the editor of the podcast, sometimes I just am listening to myself when I'm editing and I'm like,
Yeah.
are you serious? Did I really just say that? Like, what?
Oh, it's funny. I was watching with my son, and he said, "I think she just called your game a mini game," and he like looked at me, and I was like, "Canceled."
Cancel.
Oops.
And I was like, "It's good, buddy. Like that's one of those things that when you're live, like you just have to go, and if you trip up, you just have to keep going. Like you don't get to slow down and stop. Like
Nope. Mm-mm.
you know, you just plow through whatever you mental note and then just
Mhm.
flush it, and then you know you can reevaluate when you're done. Because if you just stop and stutter and like trying to like go back, no, nobody's gonna watch that. Like you kidding me?
Yeah, right.
No.
Unless you make it entertaining somehow, you know. But hey, I have to say, in my channel and whenever I'm live, like I am always open to feedback. So if I there are times I love our editor Emily because she's like, that's not how you pronounce it. You actually pronounce it like this. And most people would be like upset about that. I'm like, no, please tell me because I'm not very smart when it comes to reading and everything. So please help me. So
I know,
yes.
we have all those made up words in our game too, and you're like Zrathos, and I'm like, I don't even know how it's pronounced, so I can't really make fun of you for it. So you know, it's like,
yeah, that's the other thing about having puppets stream your game. It's like, you know, she's gonna pronounce it how she pronounces it, and we're just gonna see what happens.
I think I pronounced Raveheart when I was streaming that, just because we're Game Raven. I kept calling it Ravenheart. And like the developer had to come in and they were like, this is not how you pronounce my game. And I was just like, it just kept slipping. I was just like, oh no. But you gotta roll with it.
Yep. You gotta own it and you gotta roll with it, and yep, do your best, you know? Anyway. All right, Sam, please help us. Take us away.
Take us away. I'm sorry. Okay, so we are here. Question of the week. 3, 2, 1. And welcome back to the Game Raven Review podcast with our segment Question of the Week. Now, every day in our Discord, we post a question just to kind of see where everyone's head's at. If you would like to join our Discord, please go to GameRavenReview.com and a link to our Discord will be right there. This week, I pulled this question. What is a game that crushes your soul, but you feel like you can't stop playing? For me, that was Sifu about a month or so ago, whenever Sifu came out. Again, this time is a blur and an illusion. But I remember playing Sifu, which I was not that great at, because I wanted to run and gun and just slap people across the face. And then the game was like, don't do that though, because that's not how we want you to play our game, because you always die if you just run around and do the not combat they want you to do. And getting to that where it's just like, okay, yeah, I might be 40, but I can still beat up all these kids. Now I'm 50, now I'm 70, all right. Like, after a while, I had to get in my mindset of like, no, we have to slow down, because if not, I'm gonna be like I was in day one, playing like for 5 hours and still technically on level 1 or world 1, whatever you want to call it. Like I was still in that same like ratty apartment trying to fight to stay under 30, and it was like, all right, I gotta take my time, pick up the weapons, what upgrades do I need to get, and just get in that mindset of not beating my head across my TV screen for 2 or 3 days of just like, yeah, this is my life now. Parry this, parry that, dodge this, dodge that. Oh God, I'm so tired though. Like I want to play something else, but I want the satisfaction of saying, yeah, I beat this and I'm still 20. Yeah. Versus, again, I can settle at 30. Yeah, I can be 30 going to the club level. I surely won't die several times in that level and then be 50. Like that. Love that game though. Again, small little game. You just fight people. Fight people a lot in a very kung fu action like movie / video game. It's cool. But that is the game for me that kind of took my soul slightly lately anyway. Let's see. Puppet, what game has stolen your soul?
Well, there are quite a few, but I think quite a few. I think the game that comes to mind the most is The Witch's House MV, which is it's an incredible indie horror game. I love that game. But it's very difficult at the end, and there's multiple endings, and I really wanted to get the true quote unquote ending, which meant that you had to basically be perfect when going through this chase level. And I don't even know how many times I died trying to do that, but I did it, and it was incredible. So I think that would probably be my my answer. Taz and I also went through Cuphead together, and that crushed our soul. But there's something like super fun about playing a game that crushes your soul along with somebody else, because like you both, I don't know, for us we were lucky because at some point Taz would get really frustrated and kind of want to rage quit, and then I would be like, no, we gotta do this, and then he would be like, okay, and he'd get back into it, and then I would be like, no, okay, we tried, we can't do this, and he's like, no, you made me come back, we're gonna finish this. So that was another one that comes to mind. But if you know me at all, I'm not the best at video games, but I am stubborn, and I will sit there until I complete the level. There have been times when I have sat for an entire hour trying to complete the level, and everybody around me is like, what are you doing? Just step back, give it some space. I'm like, no, I can't move on until I finish this. Anyway, you would think I would be a better gamer at this point, but not quite.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I love gaming, but like I'm so bad at gaming sometimes. 90% of the time.
Yep. But I got Naruto in the back of my mind. And he's just like, it's our ninja way.
It's our ninja way.
There you go. That's my answer. Did we lose you, Sam? He didn't like my answer.
Oh no, is he lost in the sauce?
Lost in
He
the
got
sauce.
lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce.
Sam, can you guys hear my cat?
No.
No.
Perfect. He's like scratching at the door and he's
Oh,
crying.
gosh.
He's been yelling at me all day. I just don't understand.
My cats have been going bonkers too, but I think it's also just because Connor's not home and it is somebody's favorite person. So she has been knocking down everything.
Oh no, throwing a fit.
Mm-hmm. Anytime I'm even like remotely close to the door, she's just like knocks everything over and is just like, hello, is he going to come through this door yet?
Yes.
It's like, it's not how it works, baby, but that's cute.
Yeah.
So,
I am back. Yes. Do you guys see this side chat business or no?
What?
the what?
There's a new feature in Discord where we have a side chat.
Oh, I saw about that. I didn't realize what that's what. Oh,
Oh.
funky.
It's not available in the pop out. What is this nonsense?
Oh,
Wow.
I guess it isn't. Well, you can pop up the video, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, but
funky
yeah, that's that.
fresh. I love that.
Hey yo.
Yes, I had to go help my mother for a second, but I am now returned.
Yay.
Oh, what a good guy.
I try.
Yeah.
Puppet, I loved your answer, Puppet, that I totally heard.
That's okay.
And all right, and thank you, Puppet, for your answer. Charles, would you like to go next?
Yeah, sure. Started playing a game called Age of Darkness. It's in Steam Early Access right now, which I don't tend to play a lot of early access games, but caught my interest, so gave it a shot. It is a survival RTS, kind of along the same vein as They Are Billions. A lot of people are saying it's like a carbon copy. I don't think that I would say that. It's just you don't see a whole lot of that genre, so it's kind of like a new genre that's being brought about if people keep making games of that nature. But yeah, it's got a difficulty thing that scales, and then there's a nightmare difficulty at the end, and it's really hard. But the thing about it is, that's like the soul crushing part of it, is that the way it works is there's, it's kind of RTS normal. You're running around, you're building your base, you're summoning dudes, you're fighting, you're getting more territory, 4X style. But it's based on like a day system. So like at first there's 2 days, and then there's I don't remember what it's called, like Darkest Night or something. And then there's a huge swarm of zombies. They call them nightmares that try to kill you. And then, you get 3 days and then huge swarm. And another 3 days, huge swarm. I think 4 days, huge swarm. And it kind of goes on like that. But the thing is they come from different areas on the map. And it tells you where they're coming from, but you have no idea what their pathing is going to be. And so you have to guess, but you have to put all of your units and defenses and like base defenses, because like built base defenses are a huge part of this game. You have to put them all in one spot. So you have to choose a spot. If you choose wrong, you lose, and there are no saves. So like it's fun. The game's really good, and I don't know how they like show you that without hand holding, or what would feel like hand holding and like a nightmare difficulty. Like, oh, there's no saves. You can't pause the game. You can't do anything. Like, it's hard, which is good, and that's kind of what piqued my interest. But then, like, the fact that it's a roll of the dice on whether or not you defend or not, after you've been playing for 3-4 hours, and then, they just go, oh, they went, above the river, not below it, to get to your keep, and you lose because you built everything in the wrong spot. So yeah, just playing that like over and over and over until you kind of guess right. And there's a couple tricks that you can do to figure it out most of the time, but it's definitely not perfect. So yeah, finally beat that. It's super hard. It's a lot of fun, but yeah, devs, I mean, it's early access too. So, I'm definitely not knocking them. I'm sure they're trying to figure out like how they can how they can give enough hints that you should be able to like figure it out. Because that's a problem. Like, it should never be pure random on a thing that you have to like place your bet. Or maybe it should. I don't know. Maybe that's their thing. Who knows? It'll be interesting to see what they end up with once it's actually, you know, released and not in early access anymore. So yeah, Age of Darkness.
Yeah, I love Age of Empires, and I also love Game of Thrones. So this game is looking super great to me. It looks very fun.
The aesthetic's great. The gameplay is a little like the building system and the units, I'd say, are a little formulaic still.
Okay.
But it's you know, it's a good game.
Nice.
And next, Sarah.
Hey. I guess for me, the game that it would be the Mario Galaxy games. They are just, they frustrate me so much, and it feels so dumb because it's like a Mario game, but at the same time it's like so rewarding, and I'm somebody who has to go back, like I need to get like every coin, every star, every possible bonus thing, and it is just like the perfect amount of puzzle frustration for me, where it ends up, especially now with like the Switch, where you can actually like take off the controls and like work with it. It's one of those ones where one of like the few, maybe only games that I've actually like thrown a controller from, because I am usually just very chill. Like even like Final Fantasy Extreme stuff, I will sit here and like make noises and be like, what's going on? But like I'm still sitting here super calm. But it's one of those things, it's such like a rewarding frustration when I'm sitting here and I'm like, I have cleared and completed every single possible thing that I can for the entire galaxy. And like, it just makes it worth it. Even after I've like fallen off a ledge and been killed by a Koopa like 20 times, but you know, like, it's a vibe. And the fact that it's Mario and cutesy and galaxy theme kind of helps. Keeps me grounded.
I love that game, by the way.
I got the that like classic Mario pack that had the 3 games, and I grew up on Galaxy 2. So then getting Galaxy 1 and kind of going back to like all the story, it was so fun. And like I love Rosalina, so I was so excited to learn more about her. I haven't like fully completed it yet, because it's just one of those things where it's like at the point where I want to get everything before I like go and defeat Bowser, because I am just a completionist with that kind of stuff. So, but it's really fun. I cried over Rosalina's story, and then like, you know, it's frustrating with the game. It's very worth it. Like you unlock such good little pieces, and I love that little Nintendo lore. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, I think of all the Mario games, it has the best story, personally.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, love it.
And now Taz.
Oh man, I'm lost and I still can't think of something. I don't know. I don't really like. Other than like Cuphead, I don't really get so like into it or so because I'd like to think I'm good at games, but like I never feel so bad I think right now it's Elden Ring for many good reasons, but it's the ending that I'm trying to get is a very specific one, because you know you gotta please the waifus, you know, so you gotta do that quest line that takes hours to do, and then fight your best friend and like all these things, but it's like you get into it too quickly, and then all of a sudden you're just getting smoked, so you have to spend hours going back and just like preparing yourself for that, and it's, you know, it's soul crushing, you know, and I think that's what kind of keeps me into it, is that it's an open world thing as opposed to previous Dark Souls games where it's so linear that I can't feel like I can like farm very well, but yeah, it's got to be Elden Ring, because once I hit that ending, I'm gonna feel so good about myself to feel like I've beaten the From Software game, my very first one. I've attempted a lot of them, but being able to complete this would be amazing, and especially having that special ending would be beautiful. So, and shameless hype moment. I do have the Steam Deck, so I can play Elden Ring anywhere I want. So I can keep on grinding even when I'm not at home. So that's great.
I'm so jealous of you. Every time somebody says they have a Steam Deck, I am just like, give me.
It's amazing. It's beautiful.
Ah.
So
I'm really happy for you, Taz. I'm really, really happy for you. I wish it were me.
$700 later, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do with this right now. I'm so overwhelmed.
One day we'll all have our Steam Decks that we all pre-ordered and then keep getting pushed back by like 6 months.
I didn't even pre-order it. Like
No.
Yeah, we got the Oculus instead.
Nice.
So yeah, which I mean, Beat Saber's fun, but Final Fantasy 14 on the go sounds very, very, very appealing to me.
I've been tempting to send you like, Final Fantasy 14 on the Steam Deck, like YouTube videos, just like constantly spamming you with that.
Honestly, you could do it. I'll probably just watch them to watch them.
It could be me. Oh.
Okay. Don't make me cry here. Don't make me cry here.
You will get yours. You will. Again,
Eventually, one day.
I believe in Steam that they're gonna produce these like one per like month. Oh man. But yeah, thank you all for your answers. And if you would like to answer questions like this, please join our Discord on GameRavenReview.com. Link will be right there for you. And we'll be right back with our main segment. See you there. Oh, Sarah, you're doing this? Yes?
Yeah, I'm doing this. Unless you want to like go back and forth on it or something, but that's up to you. If you wanna give your voice a little break. I did have a kick batter iced cappuccino, so I'm ready. I got energy.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Up on Mountain Dew.
Oh, I don't have a beverage.
But if you wanna like introduce all of it, because I still don't know how to do that fun podcasty stuff. I think we wanted to show the trailer too, right?
Also true, yes.
And that's Sir Taz's domain.
Yeah, what we could do is Sam, if you're willing to do an intro to this segment and just say this is with Charles Kimball. Do you like Charles Kimball the third?
It's Charles Kimball.
Just Charles. Oh, you are Sam? I didn't know that. That's cool.
Sam the third.
Sam the third. And you can just say this is going to be hosted by Sarah B. But first, let's watch this trailer and then tell. Yeah.
Taz, hit the trailer.
Taz.
Pull the lever, Taz. Pull the lever. The other lever. No.
Wrong lever.
Oh, cool. All right. And is everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
In 3, 2, 1. And welcome back to the Game Raven Review podcast with our main segment. And we're going to be talking to Charles Kimball of, again, Bunnies for Peace Studios, and talking about his game Minotaur Princess. Now, this time we're going to do a little something different. Our own Sewa will be doing this interview. So we're going to watch the trailer first, and then we're going to talk to Charles. So I'm going to roll away. You can't hear that, but I am rolling. I'm going to roll away and let that trailer go, and then give it over to Sarah. Taz, play the trailer.
Okie dokie.
Please. I also would be nice, please.
Why is this? Okay.
So demanding, Sam.
All right. Wait, I had to that did sound aggressive. Please, Chaz, could you please play the trailer? Thank you.
Oh, I see. Okay. Stand by.
If you could also post the link in the Twitch chat, I think that might be nice for our Twitch viewers. Or, because I know you use the restream, so it goes to everybody.
Yeah. Stand by. I did this.
Taz is the man.
Thank you.
our Twitch man. The fun part about applying for all of the panels for us is that I had to like include like other information while they would be qualified, and it was just like so fun to like talk you guys up for like each thing. It was really fun because I was just like Taz is like our Twitch master and plays Game Raven party games, and he knows how to find the coolest party games on the block, like stuff like that. It was really fun. It was really cute.
I appreciate you lying on my behalf.
Oh my gosh.
I do not lie.
Thank you. Okay, I swear I had this working. This is embarrassing. You hyped me up for me to just fail. Stand by. Okay,
This is what happens when we give him too much pressure.
Yeah, too much pressure. Everything breaks around me. Okay.
Blame Craig.
It probably is Craig.
Maybe Craig.
It just gives me the screen
Oh,
share.
right.
It's just
Craig.
like doesn't want to load. I wish I can share my screen to show you what's going on.
Do you have like another like setting on the OBS where you could just like pull up a window, like a window capture?
Ooh, that's a good call. I might just switch that. Yeah. Hold on. It's a good
Sarah,
call.
Just like
Good
yeet
brain.
us away.
Yeah.
I had to do this yesterday. I was struggling.
It was a struggle.
I was struggling. I couldn't get my audio to like go through my headphones, so it was like coming out of my computer as like I'm streaming. It was very odd. God.
Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Okie dokie. Okay, yeah, that works. All right. You might not be able to see it on your end, but we'll just trust the process.
I believe.
And there you go. There you have it.
Oh my gosh.
That was
She looks-
gorgeous.
She looks so badass.
I know.
I'm waiting for Taz to bring our faces. Oh, there we go. Love that good old stream delay. So reliable. Hello, Matt. Matt in chat. All right. Oh, I guess this is me now. Okay. So we just watched the trailer for Minotaur Princess. So Charles, can you tell us what is Minotaur Princess? What's the quick little rundown?
So, quickest way is that you get Freaky Friday'd. You as the princess get Freaky Friday'd with a Minotaur. And I assume all of you know what that means, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. And body swapped in case, like, soul swap type of thing. Yeah, it's like a story of political intrigue where your father, the king, has a change of heart about like the laws of the land, and so he decides to change them, and like it's the bringing of a new age, and not everybody's on board with that. So, the leader of like the priesthood decides that that's not the way they want the kingdom to run. So they develop this elaborate scheme to switch out a Minotaur, and themselves in kind of like this triangle type fashion to put themselves in power. So they become the princess, you become the Minotaur, and the Minotaur becomes Pasiphaedria, the antagonist. And so then, you get found out sort of in that, they see that you're a Minotaur and they think that you're a person that did something bad. So you get exiled to a faraway land. You're actually the princess. They try to put you in prison. You end up breaking free. And then the rest of the story is just you trying to make your way back home and convince people that you're actually the princess. And despite, looking like a Minotaur, and it's you're venturing through the lands of your kingdom. encountering, all the natives and whatnot, and your subjects, if you will, who, for the most part, probably don't believe you, and just trying to make it back so that you can set things straight.
That is like so complicated, but in the best way. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah, hopefully it'll make a little more sense once we get like a little more time to flesh it out.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I mean, I'm assuming it's something that makes sense as you play the story.
And we wait.
And we wait.
What the heck just happened?
Yeah.
The stream just went down too.
Yeah.
The stream is still going. It just
Yeah, stream's still going. Our faces are back there.
it pulled a puppet on me.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh,
Discord.
goodness.
Oh my gosh.
There we go. We're good.
Okay. Good?
Okay.
Crisis averted?
Yep. We're good.
Okay. Cool.
I did want to say about the story of Princess Minotaur. I love all of the like twists that happen. Like kind of what you're saying. Like Sarah, like, wait, what? Oh. And
Counting on my fingers at some point. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
this happened? Then this?
another key change? Whoa. And on their on your website you say rescue the princess, you are the princess. Defeat the Minotaur, you are the Minotaur. And I'm like, I love that so much. It's such a twist. It's like, oh, it's good. So the story of this game is very interesting to me.
So awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So, next question. Who else is working on this game with you? Is anybody else working on this game with you?
Yeah, definitely. This is way too much for like me to take on by myself. It's funny. This might even go back into like what is indie. Like I have a full-time job that's not this, so that might be a part of it.
Yeah.
So there's myself. I do a lot of the design. I do a lot of the animations. The story, like the nitty gritty story, a lot is me, and some of the special effects and whatnot, and the production director type stuff. Then we've got our programmer, Spanish gentleman Jaime, goes by James, fantastic individual, he's a genius. Could not do this without him, absolutely not. Like, oh my goodness, I'm so thankful for that man. We've got an audio composer. I was really glad to hear you, Puppet, saying that you like the music and the sounds and whatnot, because, he's a super great guy. I just got his PhD. Also, super genius guy. Kind of funny. Everybody on my team, I think, is definitely smarter than me, which is what you want, really, because they can do all the problem solving and the like.
That's awesome.
So it's been responsible for all of that. He's created like I think it's about a 45-minute long soundtrack for the game, and so we just about got it finished being mastered by a friend of mine, and hopefully we'll get it up on YouTube before too long, so that everybody can have a listen. Because it's got some really fantastic tracks. I'm a big fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Me too now.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Then we've got like our another designer / kind of implementation technician. Corey's been working hard on this, and then our admin, Lauren, who kind of keeps us all in check, which is really helpful too.
Everybody needs a good admin.
Oh yeah, no, that's important, super important. And she also is doing story. I shouldn't take that away. And also Brandon, our audio composer, also doing story. And like he's high level story, like setting, feel, like all of that. Lauren takes care of like all the major beats. And then I'm James and I are filling in a lot of the level to level text.
Nice.
That's awesome. I love when like studios can have their workers kind of dipping their toes into different parts of it, so they know how everything kind of flows together. Like, I don't know, just hearing that, like, there's so much help with the story. It makes me happy because I feel like sometimes they can be so disconnected, but I love hearing like you can really tell that it flows when that happens.
Yeah, no, it's super collaborative, and the playing the game, like it feels like all of us. You know, it's got James's sense of humor, it's got my like kind of ridiculousness, it's got Brandon's kind of like otherworldly like Twin Peaks kind of vibe going on, to where it's just like a little off of center, avant-garde, I guess. So no, I mean, it's a really fantastic process going through it all. And it's also really nice to where like I'll get stuck on something and then, you know, you can just reach out and then, you know, we'll just have a conversation and figure something out and come up with something super cool.
I love it. Love teams. Okay. Is that it? Is that everybody that's working on your game before I move on? I don't want to cut anybody off.
Right? Yeah, I hope so, because they'll be pretty mad at me for leaving them out.
Anybody else that he missed, you are also wonderful.
Counting, yeah. Love all of you.
What was your inspiration behind the game?
So just had a daughter a little while ago, and I kind of wanted to make a game with a strong female character. I think I might have taken that to the next level, I feel like, because I mean, right? I mean, maybe I took it too literally. I don't know, just to where like she starts as, you know, she's a princess. She's not stuck up and spoiled. Like you see in the beginning, she looks more like a warrior princess, like in the beginning of the trailer. So you know, she means business. You know, then she gets turned into a Minotaur, and she doesn't like turn into a badass. She's still a badass, just in a different way. And then she just has to see life through somebody else's eyes, like walk a mile in a Minotaur's heels, I guess, you know, if you will. And just kind of do that. So yeah, I don't know, just something I kind of wanted to do. Thought it'd be good. Have something and she can play it. And she's 3. And she plays it, and she really enjoys it. She calls it cow game.
Oh,
yeah, cow game. Can I play cow game? Like right now.
So cute.
So
I love that.
It's been pretty great. She's one of our testers. Yeah, if she can't figure it out, then it's too complicated. So
that's beautiful.
I don't know if that's better or worse for Puppet to hear when she was complaining about the game.
To be fair, she only has like a controller, and so like especially like when the mouse dragging the map part, like you don't have to do that. You just press up, down, left, right, and the Minotaur automatically walks to the direction that you press. And so it was funny, yeah, watching you do that. I was like, it's in beta, you know, there's lots of things, like there's no tutorial. The first level's not fleshed out. Like there's a zillion things that need to get added. But that's something I hadn't even thought of. Like, we never introduced the fact that you can like zoom in and out of the map or drag and move the map around with the mouse. Like that's kind of important, because like you know, you're like, you ran out of places to go and you're going back and forth. Like, I guess I'll change worlds. Which was terrifying, by the way, because none of that was built out. That's where we go to build things to then put in the story.
Oh no!
And so I'm watching it. I was like, she's off the rails.
No, Puppet's gone rogue.
I was talking with Matt in the Discord, and he's like, well, what's gonna happen now? And I'm just like, shrug emoji. Like, I don't even remember what's here.
Also, I got a message from Charles afterwards, and he was like, so you know how you kept throwing the fireball and you're like, wow, this doesn't cost anything, this is great. It was like your debugger or something, and you're like, it was kind of cheating. And I'm like, oh my god, I was cheating. I thought I was just really good at the game, and I've
Your Puppet over here.
No, it was great. I mean, hey man, if it's in the game, it's part of the game. That's all. That's how I've always felt. Like, the developer left it in there. It's part of it now. Might not be intended for the final release, but yeah, it's funny because it's like, I watched you throw a couple fireballs. I was like, she hasn't made any matches yet, and I was really confused. And then it dawned on me. I was like, oh, she's figured out she can do the keyboard to cast spells. But it's like, you have no way of knowing.
no.
So, but no, it was super entertaining.
pushing buttons, and I was like, oh, this one works. Ooh, cool. Yeah, I've been in streams where I've played, betas of games, and I think my favorite encounter so far, that one's pretty funny. It's on the list, by the way. But another encounter that I had was I was testing a game, and I came across this lake, but there was no water, and it was just a bunch of fish floating around. So I was walking around in the lake, like naming all the fish and being like, hi. And the developer was watching. They're like, yeah, this is not part of the game. And I'm like, what? You should keep it. It's so cute.
Yeah, right though.
I love stuff like that. So
Best part about whenever we do betas and things like that, I love finding those little extra things. I remember with Hazel the Plant Witch, they sat there and they were like, I don't know how you got the score that you did. I don't think that's supposed to happen, but congrats.
Cool.
I was like, okay, cool. Like, love that for me. All right, so what was the most challenging part of developing the game?
Oh man.
Or has been, I guess, since it's still in progress.
Yeah, right. Couple of things, like probably getting ready for PAX has been really tough, and like having the game. It's initially finding the game's heart was kind of tough. We're trying to figure out how exactly it should go, and initially a lot of people described the game as stressful, and we'd noticed that nobody ever looked up top where the combat's happening, and the reason being is because the whole thing was real time, and so as soon as you'd make a match, it would pop it into the queue, and then your character would do it, and the entire time the enemy character's taking actions. So you'd be down there making matches, and then you look up and all you see is like maybe you do a fireball or something, like whatever the last thing you did was, because they happen pretty quickly. But you look up and you just see whoever your enemy is just beating the crap out of you. And then panic sets in, and then it goes straight back down to the board section and to start making matches again, and they have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea what's doing what, like nothing. And so that was a really big obstacle, and that's when we decided to make it turn-based and real time, so that when it's turn-based, you have your time, you can make your matches, you can do your thing, you can find your abilities. Later on, you'll even be able to like reorganize them. So that way, if you've got 5 fireballs and then a health potion, and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna die in 2 hits. I'd rather not cast 5 fireballs first because I will die. Like, that's stupid. So you can actually rearrange your queue mid-combat or before combat as well. And you can change your targets as well. So by clicking on the different enemies, you actually change who you're attacking. So yeah, there's like a good bit of strategy like in the combat itself. But if nobody looks at the combat, then you never get into any of that, or even like what a core part of the game is, like the leveling system of the spells. That level 1 or the match 3 summon. You get the little demon bat guy. But like the match 6 is the ice dragon that you got puppet. And it's a big difference, right? Like, and that's something we've tried really hard, is to make like the bigger matches are really hard to make, but the effect that you get out of them, is it should feel, you should feel like accomplished to the effect of the difficulty of the thing that you just got done doing. And that's been really important to us, and then trying to get people to actually look at that and understand that it's been a challenge. But I think we've got a really good system now. I'm really happy with it. In multiplayer, you can do it either way, and so for people who aren't complete veterans at the game.
I'm so sorry. Can we just pause for just a minute? I'm so sorry.
Now recording.
There we go.
Okay. Sam, did we lose anything in that?
So Craig popped out just a minute ago at 4:17. So just whatever was in that last minute, I think we may have lost.
Sam's probably figuring it out.
Yeah.
Craig.
Craigie Craig.
Criggity Craig.
I believe it's no more than a minute or so.
Yeah. Should be. Craig sent me a DM.
Ooh. sliding in.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
He, I don't know. He sent me a link, so
Oh, hey, that's great.
yeah.
Awesome. Who brought Craig back from the dead again?
Did I? I think it was me.
I didn't do it. No.
I revived Craig. Look
I
at
feel
me.
like it was you, Sam.
I am ready to take over the podcast now.
Cool. Yay.
Podcast pro.
No.
Cool.
Coming for you, Sam.
Go for it.
Yes. All right. So sorry. I just wanted to stop you before any more content was.
Yeah,
gosh,
no, for sure.
Do you mind just backing up? Rewinding?
Yeah, no, I don't mind at all. Do you know where?
Go ahead and start back at the combinations and the results of the combinations.
Okay, sure. So yeah, making the larger combos is really hard. So we wanted to make it rewarding for making those much harder combinations. So the match 3 summon is the little demon bat guy, and the match 6 is the ice dragon. And so that's something that, and like the match 3 fire is a fireball, and the match 6 is a meteor that you call from the heavens, that comes down and crushes your opponents. And then we're gonna have like those affect different things too, moving forward. Like all the fire ones will be single target, but the match 6, the meteor, that's gonna hit all the enemies. So it'll have, it'll actually do different things. And like we're looking to mix up the summons too. So the little fairy guy, since he's kind of your guiding light through some of this. Thinking about naming him Frank. Not sure yet. Still working on that. But
Please name it Frank.
yeah. It's funny. We've got some dialogues planned for the Minotaur being like, "Yeah, I'm a princess," and Frank being like, I'm sorry, I'm ahead of myself. Frank being like, "I'm a fairy," and then the princess, being the Minotaur's like, "You don't really look like a." How do we lose Puppet?
Yeah. You can keep going. We lose
Okay.
Puppet all the time. I don't know why. Our Discord does not like people today.
I know. It's so terrible.
So sad.
I know. It's Craig.
But yeah, anyway, so the princess says, you don't really look like a fairy, and then Frank's like, oh yeah, you really look like a princess, and so kind of going back and forth that way. It's got some good stuff planned. So like the probably change that to like have Frank heal you, as well as maybe cast some kind of like stun thing, like less damage, more like area of effect or special effect type stuff. Status effect. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. I mean that's where my train of thought went.
Cool.
Oh, guys, 1 second. I want to check Craig just to make sure that is okay.
Yeah.
Craig, I need you to leave. Oh, where are you?
Do you want me to send you the other link that I had? Or are you just checking that little part?
I'm checking to make sure the audio
Okay.
happened.
Just gonna read the whole thing.
Yeah, sorry. We just want to make sure, that we get it. And
No,
I'm
you're
glad
fine.
that-
You're fine. No, yeah, no sweat. I'm my job is similar-ish, so I'm
Yeah,
used to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
get it. Yep.
Would rather like take a pause now rather than having to
Right.
go back and redo everything.
All right, that's why I'm gonna just do it real quick now, just to see. Because like the link in my, I don't know what happened. I guess the link in my actual, again, sliding through my DMs, isn't working, but the one that he posted in podcast discussion is. That would kind of gave me worry because when I clicked on the link in my messages, it said nothing to be found, and I was like, oh well, let me check to make sure that things can be found.
Yeah, I got an Audacity recording from Sarah. I'm just gonna make sure that there's actual stuff in here, and it's
That's what I'm
not
doing
just...
as well because I got.
Oh, cool.
Because the link that's in podcast discussion does lead me to a file, so I just want to I'm just double checking that. Sure that is.
And then I also have, I know Puppet's checking it too, but I'm gonna slap it in the podcast voice just so that way you have access to it as well.
Thank you.
'Cause I still have no idea how Gregory works.
Gregory.
Gregory.
Yeah. Okay, so the link that you sent me is only 4 minutes for some reason.
Did I sent you?
Yeah.
Because Sam just made it leave, and I only started it, I think, 4 minutes ago.
Oh, I see. Wait, where's the previous?
There's one that's in podcast discussion that is like at Sam DFW.
Oh, I see.
That's what I'm downloading
Okay, cool.
just to see what this is.
Do do do.
Four.
Are there any other trailers of Minotaur Princess we can watch in the meantime?
No, that's just our like little teaser trailer. We're trying to make a
Hey.
more fleshed out one, but yeah, nothing else for now. Yeah. Yeah, the way the story works is that's actually a dream. The way the story starts is that's a dream the princess has that she turns into a minotaur like that. And that's like she has this bad omen, and that's then she goes to her son and is like, I'm more worried about like I haven't been teaching you magic because I've been worried about you burning the castle down, but now I'm more worried about because he's like 8 or 11 or whatever like RPG child age is. But then she's like, I'm more worried about like some evil force coming in here and you being defenseless. So like it's time to teach you like how to do magic, and then that's the tutorial is you teaching your son. How to do things, which is fun because I feel like it's less patronizing. Because like I want your character to be somebody who already knows things, like they already know their way around, like you're established. Like I love games where you start from the ground up and whatnot. Don't get me wrong, but that's like every game.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so then but the funny part about it is it turns out like that bad omen wasn't for some like time in the future, like years later. It's like that afternoon that like all of this goes down. So you're like completely, you're just completely unprepared. You'd like an hour session of whatever like magic training counts for nothing.
Jeez.
And then the
Up until I guess that last segment, where pretty much whenever he dropped off is when it stopped recording.
Oh, okay.
Everything
4 minutes of Craig, so I think that should
and
be
we can
alright.
add that. Yeah, and we
I
can.
think we can splice and dice.
Yeah.
Well, actually, can we do this instead? Do you mind just re-asking him the question, what was the most challenging part of developing this game? And let him just answer that over again. Even if you repeat yourself, that's totally fine. I'd rather have more
So
content.
that way we know it's.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
over like that whole spiel is what you're thinking.
You can do a shortened spiel if you want to. You can do a
It's fine,
longer
it's
spiel
fine,
if
it's
you
fine.
want to.
I just naturally sound sarcastic when I ask questions. It's a terrible trait.
Yeah, I've
Terrible.
been so bad at reading sarcasm lately,
So-
and like I like to pride myself in like being sarcastic, and apparently no, my sarcasm radar is terrible. So yes, thank you. But okay, spiel time. You ready? Everybody ready? Craig, are you ready? I hope Craig's ready.
Okay, and I'm actually gonna leave super quick so I can go pee again.
Do you think?
But
As
ignore
if
me.
you
I'll be
need
back.
to dippity dip as well. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Doing great.
Everything should be good to go for you.
All right, so Charles, what was the most challenging part of developing this game?
Probably coming up with the real-time versus turn-based system, because when we initially made the game, we had people playing it, like friends and family and whatnot, and people like one of the main feedback we got was that the game was stressful. And we realized that as people were playing, they would never look up. And the reason being is that everything was real time. So as soon as you made a match, it would pop into the queue, and then that action would execute automatically. And so anytime they looked up, maybe their character was finishing like a hammer attack or, fireball or something. But most of the times when they looked up, it was just the enemy or enemies beating the crap out of them. So then they'd panic and then go back down to the game board and just keep going from there. And, they never understood what any of the matches that they were making did. Like, they didn't hold any, like, meaning or value to them. Like, it's supposed to be like an RPG to where, like, you were deciding your matches. That's why nothing auto matches. There's probably other games out there like that I don't think I've seen any. So let me know if you have, because I'd definitely be interested in giving them a shot. But yeah, so that was probably one of the most difficult things, was coming up with the real-time / turn-based system that allows the game to be playable and enjoyable, not just a like high intensity all the time, like super stress go mode, and you never exit that until you either die or win. Which, you need a little bit of that. It's good for there to be stressful times, but you need some calm time too, because otherwise, you can't be 100% all the time, or else just, redlining. It's no bueno.
Yeah, it's always a delicate balance with all of that, and especially like with player feedback and all of that too. But yeah, Game Raven people, if you are listening, listeners, find another game like this and send it over. That was the request. That was the request. So I'm just,
Yeah, I really love seeing like what all's out there and whatnot, because every game is kind of an amalgamation of every other thing plus like whatever special spice and creativity that you've got. But like nobody's making a game in a vacuum. Like everything's got a ton of elements from everything else that you love that you got to experience before, and so. I'm glad to be building on top of the work of, standing on the shoulders of giants, if you will, from all the people that came before me. And, maybe someday somebody will use my game for inspiration, which I think would be freaking awesome. So.
That's cool. Okay. That's really cool. I get so excited. Okay. What advice would you give to new developers then?
Oh my God, I don't know. I am a new developer, and giving other people advice, it seems like a terrible idea. I would say don't take the advice of other. No, I'm kidding. I've learned a couple things. Well, I think it depends on what your goals are. That's the first thing, is that do you want to have experience? Do you want a job in the game dev industry? Make something. Complete a project. Figure out something that you can do in 2 months, because it'll take you 8. But then you'll have something, and so then you can show you, like, I made a thing. And they go, oh wow, you finished a thing. Wow, that means the world. That's fantastic. I've never worked in the game industry. I'd always wanted to. Never managed to make that work, and so I ended up making my own game, because you know what, I can, and that's a possibility now. You don't have to have a big studio. You don't have to have your own publisher. Like, you can publish your own stuff. And so, what I did is I spent 5 years trying to make a game that was an RTS. Don't make an RTS as your first game as a solo dev would probably be my advice, I guess, because that's insane. But like, I'm glad that I did, because otherwise I would have gotten bored and quit. But there was always this incredibly challenging thing that I always got to look forward to, like learning something new, that it gave me the tool set that I needed to be able to make the game that we're working on now. And so I got to take all those learnings and apply them to what I'm doing now. And we're making, I've got some like grandiose vision of games that I'd like to make. Like, I love RTS games. But that for me right now, that'd be ridiculous. Like, they're huge. And so, I've got some other games that I've been really excited about making. Everybody's got 1,000 game ideas. And so, we just picked something that was a little more feasible from the pile, and we're going at that. So, I don't know. I guess the best advice is just have fun with it, because as soon as you're not, like, it's too hard to keep doing if you're not enjoying it.
I never even thought of really, I guess, building like different genres to build up to knowing how to do the games. Like I wouldn't think of a, you know, turn-based game as something that would, I guess, that your skills would really apply to like an RTS, but it makes sense with the very little knowledge that I have about like game dev and just from what I've seen from people and my like one or two swings at trying to use Unity on my old laptop. Like, you know, I can see that, and that's really, I think it's just like really cool to see that you can start with one thing and still work towards that project. Like you don't have to keep doing the same thing, which I think really helps, I guess, keeping things fresh and fun, kind of like you were saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so when is Minotaur Princess set to release, and what consoles will it be on? How can we access it? Plug it. How are our listeners gonna get this?
So yeah, we on our Steam page, come wishlist us. We've got it listed summer, so to me that means August, so it'll probably come out in October. If we're lucky, so maybe I should change that. I don't know. I feel like I need to have like that date for myself so that I don't push it back, because if it doesn't come out in October, we have to push it to like February. Because
sounds like such a pro like studio move already, though.
Yeah, I know, right? I know.
Everything is like set for one season and it comes out the next one.
Yeah, no, I know. It's funny. I was thinking about that. I was like, yeah, everyone else does it. Like, if they can, I can. Yeah, it's funny because I'm worried about coming out in October or like after October, because if you're like November, December, you're fighting with indies like Kingdom Hearts and Elden Ring and all the other, you know, little indie studios that have the multi-million-dollar marketing budgets that, you know, completely dwarf any of like the little tweets or whatnot that I'm going to be doing. And so like that's, you know, like general rule of thumb, not a great time for indies to release, because there's just so much being put out there that, you know, I mean, we're little fish in a big pond, so it's best just not to be out and around. But yeah, so hopefully August, maybe October. Yeah, so PC, Steam, we'll probably go over to the Epic Store as well, maybe Itch. I love that place, a lot of awesome games there. We'll be going over to console. I've been told that I'm supposed to release on everything simultaneously. Lord knows if that will happen. But that's like the smart thing to do, so we'll see. I'd love to be on Switch as well. We will be Steam Deck compatible, so you'll be able to play it on the go. Yeah, it works really great with the controller. That's actually, I prefer playing it on the controller, just the tactile feedback. I like a lot, and then you just kind of like lean back in your chair and throw down, not having to like sit up all proper like. But yeah, so, and then, you know, Xbox, PlayStation 2 for managed to get all that sorted. So yeah, look for us wherever you're gaming, and hopefully we're there.
Nice.
I thought for a second that you meant like PlayStation 2.
Oh my god, I hope so.
Like the
Dude, I want to go
PlayStation
burn a
2?
PlayStation 2 disc.
I was just like, yo, okay, all right, classic.
I know.
You know, idea for the future, maybe. I don't know.
I know somebody who's like, you need to come out with like a SNES cartridge version for people, and they're like, you could make it work because, you know, like the storage isn't a problem anymore. And I was like, I think there's some other problems with that, and the fact that our game is like 150,000 sprites that it goes through, because like, yeah, it's not actually 3D, it just looks 3D but it's actually sprite graphics, but it's not like done in like a sprite style. Yeah, it's super weird, but it's actually like in a 3D world, so it's kind of somewhere we ended
I have
up
the Steam page like scrolling down. I'm looking back and forth, like wondering if you're like for real. Yeah.
So, but yeah, hopefully we'll be a lot of places, and yeah, we've got a Discord. You can find it on our site, minotaurprincess.com. So, you know, come on by, join the conversation, as it were. And yeah, have some fun. Oh, we're gonna start beta testing actually, and Steam Next Fest is coming up in June 13th, I think, through the 20th, give or take, whenever that is, and we will have a demo ready for everyone to try. So yeah, I'd love for everybody to swing on by, give it a shot. Hopefully it'll be a little little more fleshed out than what we were able to cobble together for Puppet, but super appreciate you going through that.
It was really fun. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, you'll have to tell me more, like, you know, maybe now, maybe later, like whatever, but kind of like what your experiences with it, because you're the first person that's tried it since we've put in the branching dialogue system.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, we didn't even, nobody else has tried that save, you know,
Wow.
the other devs, so.
Very cool. Yeah, I'll send you notes for sure.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, that's all the questions I have for you, Charles. Did anybody else have anything they wanted to ask?
I am muted, but I am good.
All right.
Good job, Sarah.
Thank you. And thank you for having me as the interviewer. And thank you, Charles, for being such a great interviewee. I think that's the word.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun.
I think it's Sam wrap-up time.
It is wrap up time. So thank you, Charles, and everyone for joining us today on this Game Raven Review podcast. I've been your host, Sam, and you can find me on all social media at Sam Said It, DFW. Charles, where can they find you and more things on the social media about the game?
I would go to our site and you can link. We've got all our social media there. So it's minotaurprincess.com, and anywhere like social media, if we are on that, then you can find us there.
I'm definitely going to try to put that in the description of the podcast as well so people can find that. And Puppet, where can they find you?
I am Puppet Master N. That's Puppet Master EN, and you can find me here on Twitch or Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or all the socials. I also stream indies on Saturday nights here at Game Raven Review on Twitch at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So that's how you can find me.
All right, Sarah.
Hi. I am Sarah B. I'm currently Sarah Sweet B, but there might be a name change in there because everybody calls me Sawa. So right now I'm Sarah Sweet B. Right now I'm also streaming again, so you can catch me on Twitch. You can catch me on Twitter. It is normally just a lot of me talking about Sephiroth and Final Fantasy XIV and Avatar: The Last Airbender and the messed up health system of the US. So if you're interested in following along for that kind of stuff, you can grab me on Twitter, but then I'm also the one manning the Twitter account for Game Raven as well, so please don't yell at me. Please be kind to me on that one as well. Yeah.
All right, Taz.
Yes, you can find me at TazDevil3 on all the social meds. I host the Raven parties here at Sunday nights, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, along with Dark Isle and a bunch of other Ravens. Tonight we are actually playing Tic-Tac-Toes or something, like another indie game.
Together.
Tic-Tac Together. Yes, that's what we're playing tonight. It's gonna be a great time. So hope to catch you all there. I do also stream for Game Raven solo on Monday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, kind of playing whatever's hot and fresh in the indie world at that time. So I hope to see you there.
And as always, you can find us at GameRavenReview.com and Game Raven Review on Twitter and Twitch. Thank you all for joining us this week. Have a fantastic week, and until next time, goodbye.
Da, 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 da.